Okay, gamers, this been like forever, but it's basically a video about the awesomeness of the Nintendo Switch's Joy-Cons. Like, originally, as a controller, I thought it was a pretty decent controller, and a few weeks ago, I was playing Mario Odyssey with my nephew, and basically, he was playing it, but he had the Joy-Con separate, and I was like, wait a minute, that looks kind of crazy. So I'm thinking to myself, like, there's no way that that's comfortable. Then I remember somebody else talking about it, so I just went ahead and started trying it with Mario Kart, playing Mario Kart 8. And what I noticed is when I would try to turn with, obviously, so left hand, the analog stick, like I would just instinctively grip it tighter, just move my right hand. I'm like, wait a minute, like, is that something that happens with every controller or with every game, but because it's one solid controller, you don't notice it? And I'm looking at it like it's so much stuff that I'm just doing that's different. It's weird trying to play a game completely separate with two controllers. Like, I guess you could say the Wii did it with the Wiimote and the little thing that attached to it. But when you think about that, in your left hand, you were only holding the thing with the left analog stick and maybe a Z and R. And on the right, you had like the select start thing and then A and B. And maybe that one trigger. But in the Joy-Cons, you have 4 face buttons, an analog stick, and 2 top buttons. And it's the exact same with the right one. 4 face buttons, analog stick, and Z and RZ. And what's weird is moving independently is weird because instinctively we live in a right-handed world, so it's kind of hard to adjust yourself. And it's so crazy just trying to be able to do stuff independently. And like with gaming, we're used to it because we're used to pressing buttons. But with our left hands, we usually don't have face buttons to push. It's usually just movement and maybe triggers. And with the right, it's just face buttons most of the time. But what's weird with the Joy-Cons is, like, the thing I've noticed is the further I held my hands apart, the more I noticed it. So it's almost like you gotta learn how to be a gamer with each hand individually. Like, it's not easy to do. Like, I play fighters with arcade stick. But even when you look at that, you use your index, middle, and ring. And with that, it's just the top buttons are punches, the bottom ones are kicks. But you're not using your thumb. It's just button presses. It's not analog movement. And I was thinking about like a game like Metroid Prime. Like, you have to move both analogs because it's a first-person shooter. And then you maybe need the left face buttons for some menus and then the triggers. And that goes with both hands, and to do it without moving it, it's like it's crazy. It seems like it's gonna take a while to adjust to that. And I knew a lot of people that had Smash Brothers Brawl, and they would play with the Wiimote. Like, one of my friends, he preferred the Wiimote for Smash Brothers. And I was like, how is he using that? So I guess for him, it got him used to it. But that controller wasn't as good as the Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons is really... it's really innovative. It's such a simple concept for a controller. But now there's no limits to comfort. The comfortability that you can have. You can hold your hands any way you want because they don't have to be together. You can be sprawled out. You can have them completely separate or as close as you need them to be. So you don't have to risk getting carpal tunnel. There's so many elements that you can have now as a gamer. It just opens so much up. And as a gamer, like, I have the utmost respect for how they did it. They might not even been thinking on that level, but what they did is crazy. It's pure innovativeness as a gamer, and I gotta respect them for that. But I don't know. That's all I wanted to talk about right now, and something else coming to mind. I just talk about it later. But all right, gamers, I will catch you guys later.